world, live events, classical orchestra, you name it, we've done it around the world. You know, fantastic sort of heritage of variation of types of work that we do with our digital consoles. The BBC use a lot of our mixers in the live world for outside events and the Olympics and that sort of thing. And then some of the guys now have gone on to doing the same sort of thing using the GLD mixer, which is half the price of an iLive. We have GLDs involved in big stadiums for the World Cup in the big stadium in Brazil, live, doing the live TV feeds for broadcast trucks and networking. We have GLD mixers. So the GLD mixer, although it's cheaper than an iLive, is by no means less powerful, has the same kind of effects, same gates and compressors, same types of EQ. It's just a sort of smaller package, and it's not quite as large scale as an iLive. So, but of course, it can do jobs of this kind of quality. Okay, let's have a look at something new. We think, okay, well, we've done all that. We're having a fantastic success with the iLive in all these different places. But we need something new. We needed to understand where we're going to go next. So we asked people. We asked people like yourself. We asked people online. We got people writing in on the forums. We collected 6 or 8 years worth of feedback of people using iLive and GLD. It's great, but if only I could do this, or if we had this type of compressor in it, or when I do this on the surface, it doesn't do this, so can you help? All these things went into a big long list of 600 different requests to go in mixers, and we've looked at that. We've picked the best ones. We've really kind of responded to the way people wanted to go and built on the kind of heritage that we've got. I've got another video here now which should explain some of the background to where we're going. And there's a little thank you there to some of the engineers around the world. Quite often we put the names of these people on the back of the effects units, and we have great, relationships with people. They can write into us and talk to us. And I want to do the same in India. I want to be back here working with people, finding out what your market's about a bit more, and making sure that we have, a similar sort of relationship. This is something we're very, very proud of, working with our distributors, working with our customers. We're a small factory, we're a family business, although it might be a £50 million family business, but it's kind of, still like to feel that we have that contact with our fans and our customers. The team that has developed the new mixer and is currently, well, I think even these figures now probably growing. We've got 40 engineers, 30 alone working on the digital side of it. We're recruiting all the time, but it's headed up by a guy called Dr. Robin Clark, and he's the guy that invented our DSP for the digital mixer in 1996. So the same guys in 1996 who were doing the first Allen & Heath digital mixer, the Icon, are still involved in the process now and heading up the team. Dr. Rob is also the guy that came up with the effects. You go into his little room, he has lexicons and Yamahas and old-fashioned units, spring reverbs, old compressors, tape machines, all sorts of stuff. He's like a scientist, and amazing stuff. He can emulate this stuff and sample it, and of course he's also looking at the technologies and the way that we use new chip technology in our mixers to make them work faster and give a better definition audio and a really great audio and visual and tactile experience for the customers. We have 4 DSP engineers working hard on the processing side of the mixer and 10 software engineers. I say that's growing every day. And then we have another 10 engineers working on the sort of digital, mechanical, EMC, which is the RF regulations. We have in-house testing to make sure our equipment doesn't interfere with other people's stuff and also rejects noise. People working on graphics. So a very, very dynamic and exciting business to be working in. And I can say that to date, We have done 25 man years. That's 50,000 man hours have been invested in the dLive already. So it's an incredible machine, taking all that technology from the past, looking into the future, coming up with this product. So the result is the ultimate mixing system with a really, really good intuitive interface, a fantastic audio quality, of course, and it's scalable, has networking, it has processing tools which are amazing. So that's going to be the dLive, and we're going to see that in a minute. Here we have a couple of reactions from people. We asked people what they wanted to see, how they wanted it to work, some of these power users, and they came to see the mixer in the factory and as a prototype, and we kind of filmed some of their reactions to see how they got on.
As a long time iLive user, it's a very familiar thing that they've kind of stuck with certainly the kind of the very familiar architecture, which is great for me, but addressed everything that the console needed. And as time's gone on and new technology's been introduced, it's very 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 exciting. I'm a huge fan of iLive effects and great sound and freeze, great sound EQs. For me, the reason I use the desk is because of the sonic qualities of it. So it's great to see that carried over. But then with everything else that you're now expected to have, the networking options and redundancy options and all the other kind of things that have now become expected.
A year ago in December, I was looking at some mock-ups and was really, really impressed with beyond my beliefs what could be, what I hoped for was really, really nice. And now that I came to today, for this time, we just see the real hardware. I was really stunned again about the progress you guys have been doing and with finalizing or and realizing the new system. You don't want to spoil it, so you kind of set your expectations very low, and it's like think to yourself, no, I don't want to. I don't want to look before. I just want to close my eyes and stand in front of the console and just be totally gobsmacked. But and I was actually, I couldn't really hold myself from sneak peeking when I went into it.
No, it looks great. Straight away, it's something that I sat down and within 2 seconds, you've instantly found your way even into the deepest menus. It's very familiar territory, but all the new, everything, the new things that have been added are instantly accessible. Everything's been the layout's been thought out fantastically. Everything that you straight to something. There's no kind of grabbing something and looking elsewhere. Everything is straight in front of you. It instantly comes across as an extremely usable and very user-friendly console.
You still are very consistent in the design of it, but taking it further into a more high-grade touring professional console with a great feel and yeah, as I said, it's way above my expectations.